Hello everyone, folks of all kinds. It's that time again, guys. Welcome back to my opinion on every season event in Pokemon Go. We are finally doing Season 5, the Season of Heritage. With the events, of course, being Blanque Stardust Challenge, Swinub Incense Day, Dragon Spiral Descent, 7-Eleven Mexico Special Weekend, Holiday Event 2021 Part 1, December Community Day 2021, Holiday Event 2021 Part 2, Winter Wonderland, New Year's 2022, Spark XP Challenge, Mountains of Power, Spheal Community Day, Bulbasaur Community Day Classic, Power Plant, Team Go Rocket Takeover, Voltorb Breakout, Candela Catching Challenge, Lunar New Year 2022, Year of the Tiger, Hoppip Community Day, Valentine's Day, and Pokeball Pep Rally, and Johto Tour. We have a very nice lineup of events. Some were better than others, and some were excellent. Starting off with Blanque Stardust Challenge, we have the pros being the introduction of monthly challenges. The timed research had great rewards, such as a Dino encounter, an Alolan Executor encounter, and a lucky egg. The debut of Steelix, and the release of Shiny Reshiram and Shiny Zekrom. Cons, nothing in particular. There really weren't any cons for this. And it was just something to keep the game rolling so that the game was truly never boring. Swinub Incense Day. Pros. Most things featured could be shiny. Swinub was shiny boosted. Galarian Darumaka, Onix, and Larvitar were spawning and they are rare. Piloswine evolved during event hours became Mamoswine with the exclusive move Ancient Power. The only con is that some spawns were limited to instants, but that's a given. Dragon Spiral Descent. Pros. The debut of Druddigon. The release of Shiny Druddigon. Collection Challenge. Dragonair, Darumaka, Vibrava, and Dino were spawning and they are rare. And they dropped a new Pokemon as well as its shiny form at the same time for the first time in years. Literally the last time that happened was with Yamask in 2019. My only problem with this event is that the field research tasks that gave you Dino and Druddigon encounters were paywall tasks. I don't remember what Dino was, but Druddigon was win 3 raids. That's $3 worth of raid passes for just one check. 7-Eleven Mexico Special Weekend. Pros. Geodude was shiny boosted. Bronzor and Onix were spawning and they are rare. Unknown S and E were appearing. And the timed research gave players Steelix Mega Energy. My only con is that in order to get access to the event, you needed to go to a Mexican 7-Eleven location and buy 50 pesos worth of purified water. I don't really know at the top of my head how much money that is compared to US dollars, but the fact that it was only in Mexico was just really obscure. And I feel like the event would have been much better if it was global. No hate to Mexico, I'm just saying the methods of getting it were very obscure. Holiday Event 2021, Part 1. Pros. The release of Shiny Spheal. The return of Santa Hat Pikachu, Jingle Bell Stantler, Delibird, and Bo Cubchoo. The debut of Scarf Spheal and Cape Glaceon. Cryogonal and Alolan Sandshrew were spawning, and they are rare. There were only 2 cons this time, is that Glaceon was locked behind a paywall, and the return of Bo Delibird.
They ask you how you are, you just have to say that you're fine when you're not really fine, but you just can't get into it because they would never understand.
Okay, well, can't really be too mad. Regular Delibird was a featured spawn for this season. December Community Day 2021. Pros. Everything was greatly shiny boosted. All Community Day Pokemon evolved during event hours got their exclusive moves. And Pokemon from previous years were in raids and eggs. Cons, nothing in particular. This event, the December Community Day, is always a pretty good event. Mainly because you're not limited to just one shiny, there's a plethora of shinies you're able to get. Holiday Event 2021, Part 2. Pros. The release of Shiny Galarian Darumaka. Man, that's a mouthful. The debut of Bergmite. Spinning your first Pokestop in the day got you a free incubator. The timed research gave you free encounters with Galarian Mr. Mime. And Galarian Mr. Mime was available for free-to-play players for the first time. Last time it was ever available, you had to pay $8 for it. That's why Mystic 7 gave it the famous name, Mr. Crime. And Cryogonal and Alolan Vulpix were spawning, and they are rare, and we had that going for us. Nothing in particular for cons. In my opinion, this part 2 is much better. Mainly because it had both a new shiny and a new Pokemon. Because in part 1 of the Halloween event, we got a new shiny, and in part 2, we got just a new Pokemon and no new shiny. So, I think that was a nice change. Winter Wonderland. Pros. Collection Challenge. And the Collection Challenge gave you a free encounter with Galarian Mr. Mime. My only problem with this event is the fact that it started at a very poor time. I understand it was designed for families who play Pokemon Go as a family, thus would be able to trade with each other to get the appropriate Pokemon. But I think they could have not started it on Christmas Day. I mean, sure, a lot of people completed it, but Christmas Day was just such a poor time because so many people are already going to have plans, not just Pokemon Go players. New Year's 2022. Pros. The release of Shiny Hoothoot. That was a big one. The debut of New Year's Hoothoot and 2022 Glasses Slowking. The return of Party Hat Wurmple, Charmander, Bulbasaur, Squirtle, Gengar, Nidorino, Wobbuffet, and Raticate. And the return of New Year's Pikachu and New Year's Pichu. Yes, they literally brought everything back. and the debut of 2022. Honestly, 2021 was kind of a blur. I mean, so many interesting things happened, but it just feels like they were 10 years ago instead of 1. It's weird. Spark XP Challenge. Pros. The timed research had great rewards such as a star piece, a Goomy encounter, a Togetic and a Cranidos encounter, a lure module, and more. The drawback is that it was locked behind a paywall. Yes, once again, they do a paywall thing. But hey, at least we didn't have to pay for this individually, because players who bought the Johto Tour ticket early got access to both of these. Mountains of Power. Pros. The release of Shiny Slugma. Yes, that's another big one. The debut of Mega Aerodactyl. Everything spawning was shiny eligible. Onyx and Ferroseed were spawning and they are rare. And the timed research had great rewards such as a Beldum, Mawile, Ferroseed, and an Absol encounter. There really wasn't anything too bad about this event. This event was pretty good. Power Plant. Pros. The debut of Helioptile. Most things spawning could be shiny. And Trubbish was spawning and that gives bonus Stardust. The cons that there were no new shinies. Team Go Rocket Takeover. Pros. The debut of Shadow Voltorb, Chikorita, Cyndaquil, Totodile, Whismur, and Hippopotas. The release of Shadow Shiny Poliwag and Shadow Shiny Teddiursa. The return of Shadow Shiny Bagon. That was huge because Shadow Salamence is an absolute monster. We finally got Wave 4 of the 12-kilometer eggs, which included Ponyard, Larvitar, Scraggy, Vullaby, Sandile, Pancham, Absol, Dino, Skorupi, Skrelp, and Inkay. I don't like Skrelp being in there. Some people say Skrelp was an improvement over Quillfish, but it really wasn't because at least Quillfish was able to be shiny. But on the flip side, I really love how Inkay was added to these eggs because it's a dark type. And Team Rocket also had an Inkay in the anime, so it's cool. What really surprised me is that there were no new shinies for this event. I was really expecting to get another Strange Eggs exclusive shiny. Like Shiny Ponyard, Shiny Scraggy, Shiny Sandile, Shiny Pancham even. There were... So far, the only 12K exclusive Pokemon that we have as a shiny right now is Vullaby, which in my opinion kind of has the worst shiny of the bunch. I mean, Scraggy holds that title, but still, not really a fan of shiny Vullaby. Mandibuzz is cool, but Vullaby, just why hot pink? Voltorb Breakout. Pros. The debut of Hisuian Voltorb. And a surprising special research. The only con is that Hisuian Voltorb could not evolve into Hisuian Electrode right away. Candela Catching Challenge. Pros. The release of Shiny Esper. The timed research had great rewards such as a Noibat, an Incense, and etc. The only con is that, again, like the Spark Challenge, it was locked behind a paywall. Lunar New Year 2022, Year of the Tiger. Pros. the release of Shiny Litleo, Paris and Meowth were spawning and they give bonus Stardust, the return of Friendship and Catching challenges, and Gyarados was spawning and that is rare. And I mean very rare. I mean seriously, I did not see one Gyarados spawn throughout the entire event. This event was overall pretty good. I mean, we got Shiny Litleo, which was honestly a long time coming. And overall, the spawns were pretty good, and yeah, it was good. Hoppip Community Day. Pros. The release of Shiny Hoppip. Another big Gen 2 Shiny release. Skiploom evolved during event hours became Jumpluff with the exclusive move Acrobatics. The introduction of the move Acrobatics. Yeah, this is the second community day in a row where a new move was added along with the shiny. And Skiploom were appearing alongside Hoppip in parks. This was something I don't think we've ever seen before for a community day, and I'm glad to see if they can experiment with this in the future. I mean, it would have been better if Skiploom could also be shiny in the wild, but maybe I'm being selfish. Valentine's Day 2022. Pros. The debut of Flabebe. Global challenge which required players to send 70 million gifts to friends worldwide. 2 times catch candy. As completion of the global challenge, we were rewarded with the 3 times transfer candy. The debut of Heart Trim Furfrou, which was absent from the Fashion Week event from last season. Chansey, Alola, and Audino were spawning, and they are rare. Audino was spawning, and that gives a crap ton of Stardust. And Orange Flower and White Flower Flabebe were appearing globally. My only problem is that the yellow, red, and blue flowers are regional. Yellow flower in the Americas, red flower in Europe, Middle East and Africa, and blue flowers in the Asia and Pacific region. And there were no new shinies. I was kind of surprised because last year for Valentine's Day, we got the surprise shiny of Shiny Alola. So I don't really get why they didn't drop a shiny. I mean, really the only shiny they could have dropped was Furfrou. And maybe I can see why, because it seems a little too early to drop shiny Furfrou. Even though it's a really fire shiny. But anyway, Pokeball Prep Rally. Pros. The debut of Hisuian Electrode. Foongus and Amoonguss were spawning and they give bonus Stardust. Please don't make Among Us jokes in the comments. The introduction of the Ball Guy costume. Yes, the legendary Sword and Shield meme, Ball Guy, is now a costume. The timed research had great rewards. And Galarian Stunfisk was spawning, and that is rare. Again, no new shinies. I mean, I did say in a comment a couple days ago, I think so, that some people were complaining that they didn't drop shiny Foongus, because this admittedly would have been a pretty good time to drop shiny Foongus. But that definitely leads me to believe that shiny Foongus will come out for the April Fool's Day event, because how it works in the Unova games really fits the April Fool's theme. Finally, Johto Tour. Okay, this is a big one. Pros. The release of shiny Corsola, Remoraid, Mantine, Girafarig, Phanpy, Tyrogue, and Hitmontop. Unknown G, J, O, T and U were appearing. Entei, Raikou, and Suicune were spawning in the wild for the very first time. Gloom, Golbat, Poliwhirl, and Seadra could be shiny in the wild. Collection challenges, event-exclusive music, and confetti were available. Heracross and Corsola were appearing globally in raids. Special research gave you a guaranteed shiny Gyarados, the introduction of the move Magical Leaf, and the introduction of Apex Shadows. The only con was that the event was ticketed, but that's really my only complaint. Unlike Kanto Tour, I did I did buy the ticket, and I had a blast. It honestly gave me a new appreciation for Johto, a region I thought had some pretty lackluster Pokemon. So yeah, that settles it for today, and I will see you in Season 6, the Season of Alola. Bye, guys.